Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to bump the speed up to 2 speed because we have full control of this situation down here. In fact, we could even pull out some of our men and take them back across to Brittany, and I think I might do that actually. We can afford to split our troops. Now we do have some mercenaries, which is the Swiss band. What we'll do is we'll keep the mercenaries perhaps in Vexin, because that's the weaker of the wars, I think. So if we select them, if we choose the army of Earl Sylvester, which is 1600 men, and have him go across separately to Brittany to continue sieging Brittany out, I think that's a good idea. Thus leaving Captain Stefan with, I don't know how many troops he's got. I think he's got the, I think he has the I think he has the rebels here. They keep calling them rebels, they're mercenaries, but you know what I mean. He has the mercenaries in there, so that army going back to Brittany, he's continuing besieging Vexin. When that's done, I think we could even consider disbanding the mercenaries because they are costing us quite a bit. And of course there's also been plenty of mentions about making use of retinues, and I do have a decent retinue cap now of about 1600 men, which I should be making use of. So once this war is all finished and we have a bit more stability, I'm going to start raising a standing army to use for situations such as this. You know, this situation could have been made a lot easier if we had had 1600 men in the field waiting for waiting for battle. We could have just used the standing army to quell the rebellion and continued our war in Brittany unimpeded. So there is a slight lesson to learn there. Anyway, I've had it on pause this entire time thinking, why isn't he moving? Dear me. So, the start to today's session hasn't been too shabby really. We've increased our vassal opinions, we've got the rebellion under control. We lose a vassal in Heir, and hopefully the new Count of Heir likes us. He does indeed. Earl of Heir, 62 opinion. It's pretty good. Right, is he on the ships yet? He is on the ships. Right, we're going to move this army. Oh, we're going to move these ships here. Got all kinds of factions going on in England. We're not interested in any of the factions right now. We've got too many things going on, so leave them. Oh! Oh no! Oh! Suspicious accident. Remember his lackadaisical attitude when it came to the plot? Well, I think we've just seen what happens when you don't quell plots. Our heir to the throne has died in a suspicious accident, and woof, there goes his weak claim on England with it. So this is one of the first times that our heir to the throne has died before his father, which means, holy cow, who's going to be second in line? He had no sons. Isn't the heir to the throne now going to be Bohemond? Yes, it is. The very Bohemond who's currently in a war against us? That's the fella indeed. What a sticky situation. If you think he is going to take my title away from me when I die, you've got another thing coming. Who's second in line? His son will be Turstin. He has an eldest son here. Look, Turstin. I'd rather see Turstin on the throne than this maniac. Oh, that's quite a big loss to us here, because we did tailor. We We married him off to somebody with high stewardship, particularly for the time when he comes to the throne to increase our domain size, and now we've lost that opportunity. This is a major tragedy. Family tragedy indeed. His stewardship is crap. His wife's stewardship, though, is actually pretty good. Oh, I'm in a dilemma. What do I do with him after this rebellion is finished? Do I allow him an opportunity for repentance? Or do we bump him off so that his son becomes next in line? Oh, choices, choices, choices. Right. You have a new heir. Earl Bohemond of Evra will take the throne. And it looks like he had no sons, so his eldest daughter, Countess Clemenza, now is the Countess of Deved. Is that the first female ruler in the Fleming history? Of course there was Duchess Hermione, but she wasn't a Fleming, of course. I think she could well be the first Fleming female ruler. Female title holder. Right, well... Wow. Sorry, I better move my troops, haven't I? I'm sat here gawping in shock about what's happened, but we've got to press on and claim Brittany. We'll have to overcome this tragedy once a bit of stability is restored. I'm going to disband my boats for now. I can always recall them when we want to move this army. Boy, oh boy, that's really put a spanner in the works, I have to say. Everything was going so smoothly today, and that seems to have put a dampener on things. All of a sudden, Bohemond's opinion of me has shot up from negative whatever it was, probably negative 100, up to +3. Yeah. All of a sudden he's had a change of heart. Will Duke George I of Normandy have a change of heart and allow this man to keep the throne? I bet he put his younger brother, because it was Earl Torf who was the fabricator of the plot. I bet he put his younger brother up to it, whispered in his ear, "Brother." Ah, marvellous. Marvellous! Mitrofan has been an absolutely glorious Chancellor. Of course, fabricating the claim on the entire Duchy of Brittany, now increasing the relationship of one of my vassals. It's all going very smoothly. Now work on the Earl of Amiens if you wouldn't mind, while you're at it. Bishops are dying. We are victorious in Gisors, which is marvellous for our war score here. Here we go. Let's see. Better read the terms properly this time. So, Earl Antoine loses 200 prestige. Antoine is imprisoned, and we gain 100 prestige. See, technically speaking, I want everybody imprisoned. I want everyone who was a part of this plot to end up in prison. Got Zello, Torf, and technically speaking, the heir to the throne, Bohemond, who's Earl of Evra. Will that happen? Is this a full-out piece, or is it? I don't think it's a white piece. Yeah, this is a full-out piece. It's not a white piece. So we'll accept the conditions. Right, I'm going to pause it now. So Earl Antoine of Vexin was the starter of the plot. He's definitely imprisoned. We also have some more people that could be righteously imprisoned, and we shall be definitely doing it. Do we look like mugs? Well, we maybe have done in the past, but right now I think he's absolutely smarting that his son has died in a suspicious accident, and somebody is going to feel his drunken wrath right now. So Earl Bohemond of Evro, he is my heir to the throne. This is where we have a decision to make. Do we imprison him? Or do we allow him to continue his business as the heir to the throne? I like him. We still like him despite the fact that he's a traitor. Maybe a bit of favouritism showing through here. He's not going to imprison Bohemond. However, I don't think the same can be said about Torf. Yes, we like him, but he's not the heir, and therefore he needs to suffer the indignities of being imprisoned. It is only a 60% chance, however, it has to be done. And he's locked away, awaiting his fate. Who's next? Gotzello, you bastard uncle of mine. Get yourself in the damn stockades, will ya? Thank you so much. And off he goes. So that just leaves Bohemond, who we're not going to imprison because he's the heir. And I think Duke George is showing a bit of a soft touch side here. I'm sure any of the George III fans will be extremely disgraced by this, but anything for an easy life. So they two have been imprisoned, and not only are they imprisoned, but they're now going to have to suffer the indignity of having their titles revoked. We have 6 people in prison here. This is absolutely glorious stuff. So, Gotzello. We can revoke your title because you're a traitor, and our vassals will not accept. So no longer will you be the Count of Desmond. Goodbye. And you can rot in the cells as well. We're not going to release you. In fact, we're just going to imprison him for life. I think it's far better to have somebody imprisoned for life in damp, squalid, awful conditions than to be given a quick execution. Let him suffer for years. Right, who's next? Torf! Ah, another one of my family members who decided to rise up against me. And you hate my guts. I can't allow you to continue in this vein. You are no longer the Earl of Gwent. Goodbye. And you too can rot in the cells for eternity. Right, we now have too big a domain size. So what we're going to do is we're going to give those lands to more suitable candidates. Right, if we go to the tree of the dynasty, we can see George didn't have any male heirs, God rest his soul. Bohemond does have some heirs, but seeing as he's going to be heir to the throne, seeing as he's now going to be heir if he gets into power, there's no point in giving him anything just yet. Torf's son. I cannot allow the son of a traitor to have any titles. He may grow resentment against me in the future. So one of my current earls, who has proven no problems at all, my son Richard, only has 2 daughters, so that's no use either. Right, okay, moving along the family tree then, we move to Abelard, who is my brother. He is a title claimant due to be my brother, so we can't give him any titles, but how about giving his youngest or his children titles? These are my nephews. So let's see. Opinion of me 26, opinion of me 40, 18, negative 18, 19, and I think of him 64. So I like him most. I'm going to give him a title. I'm going to grant you the title Count of Desmond, and the lower titles that go with it. Of course, Rainulf isn't old enough yet, but he'll be coming of age soon. So to you, my nephew, I grant you the County of Gwent. and any lower titles that come with it. We maintain 2, and although we are going to claim Brittany soon, I will keep one of the counties within Brittany. People are saying you should keep your domain size a bit higher than 2, even if you get negative penalties, just so that you can have more land for your future rulers. I will be keeping one of these. But Gwent and Desmond can go to my family. So there you go. Rebellion put down, and we can now focus our efforts 100% on claiming Brittany. So we've got 1,500 men, so we're going to once again raise the ships, get them ready, and off we go. We just need Vexing back then and everything's hunky-dory. Right, what we're going to do with the other prisoners, there are still many more prisoners here. We still have 6 prisoners in our cells. So we know about Gotzello and we know about Torf. They're going to remain in there. We have Antoine now, who is the Earl of Vexing. He is part of this plot and scheme, so he's going to live in there and rot for all of eternity. Even ransoming him off is not an option here. So we're going to just leave him to rot. Any of these Brittany prisoners have to remain in the cells until we have captured Brittany completely. We don't want them coming out and hindering our chances of capturing the place, do we? We're going to go back and capture Rons, okay? So who else do we have in our cells that we can deal with? We have the Mayor of Cork. We don't quite like the man, but he's not going to prove to be a major problem, and I would like the bonus for releasing him that I get with my vassals, to be honest, so I'm going to show some mercy there. And then we have Torf. So Torf, Morven, Gotzello, Anton and Antoine, all of them have to remain in cells. We will release these 2 once we've captured Brittany. But for now they have to stay. Right. Okay. So things are looking up. 41% in the war score with Brittany. Our ships can go back and disband. And as we looked at our vassal opinions here, we are almost done. Almost completely in the red. Good for changing our vassal laws, of course. I mean our ducal laws. Okay, so we're currently losing 5 per month, which isn't great, but hopefully this war will be over sooner rather than later. A rebellion in Gwent, and let's see what happened in Scotland. Is Kenneth is still on the throne of Scotland. Let's have a look at his war score here. Yep, he's winning in fact. Now because, if we go to my wife, because George has died, I'm still thinking this weak claim on England may still pass down to Bohemond. May still pass to him. So all is not yet lost. Lords of Thormund have approved the institution of the minimal city laws taxes. City taxes law.